Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Drake's Corner. I'm your host, Drake Tharp, and we are back with a fire episode after a 10-day hiatus. We got a little bit of mixture of everything here. We got some NBA, NFL talk. Just a little bit of everything. First on the list, Kevin Durant. The trade talks have stalled, but one team in mind has, kind of pivoted up in the rankings, to get Kevin Durant, and that is the Boston Celtics. Probably the most ready team to offer the Nets a deal. Let's be real. From a legacy standpoint, this would destroy KD's legacy altogether if he went to the Boston Celtics. To the casual fan, getting traded to a team is not up to the player, probably 90% of the time. But this would seem like KD is joining another team he's fallen to in the playoffs. At first, he did it with the Warriors. He went to the Nets, but there wasn't really. That was just the team up with Kyrie. Have his own team, and now possibly to the Celtics. Understanding that Kevin Durant doesn't control what team he gets traded to is vital for you and for me to know. But at the same time, the Celtics have a promising future of young guys hungry for a title in the very near future. And is KD the same KD that can halt a team like this to a championship? He's getting older. These guys are getting older. The players we grew up on, LeBron, Kevin Durant, even Steph Curry. At this point, these guys are in their mid-30s, and father time is going to take over soon. So Kevin Durant being almost 34 years old, I don't see, a huge trade haul coming out of, with numerous amount of picks. I think, eventually, if he does even get traded, a holdout could possibly happen. But even if he does get traded, there may be one or two first-round picks involved. I think teams and front offices are understanding, besides the Nets, that this isn't the same KD that they're going to get from Oklahoma City or Golden State. Possibly still the best scorer in the league, maybe. But it's going to take over. Father Time is, unstoppable. He failed to win a championship in Brooklyn with superstars and a few young guys. Say Jaylen Brown gets traded and he's left with, Kevin Durant and Jason Tatum and crew. Is this not the same as what he had in Brooklyn? Kevin Durant, Kyrie, a superstar, and a bunch of other young guys. And James Harden was added to the mix, but he was mostly injured. Take Kevin Durant and Jason Tatum and a bunch of young guys. I mean, these young guys may be a lot more talented and off a championship run than what they had in Brooklyn, but still, Kevin Durant, couldn't lead Brooklyn to, a championship, even run. I understand the trade request, but the Celtics are the last team in the world I'd expect to give up potentially, the brightest future in the NBA. They don't seem like, with what they have to give up, a potential championship team. Kevin Durant is a rebuild killer. Let's just say it right now, okay? The Nets had a strong rebuild going along before the trade with D'Angelo Russell, Jared Allen, and a decent young crew going. And I understand KD. Everybody would want KD, but the Celtics, are the last team in the world I'd expect to break their rebuild for a guy they've swept, a superstar that they swept. So, the trade talks have halted. I don't expect KD to get traded anytime soon, and if he even does, it'll be last second, and it won't be for as much as we think. Multiple first-round picks, maybe 3 or 4, but not this 5, 6, 7 talk we're talking about. And I could see, a player up to Jaylen Brown's standard getting traded, but, with a haul of picks as well, I don't know. Yeah, the Celtics, I can see why these trade talks have stalled because, they're going to break a rebuild that they've been working on for years, and they've finally made a championship run. Came up a little short, but hey, if you're the best team in your conference, what more can you do? I mean, you just got to beat the big ones in the West. Big ones being the Warriors, who, in my opinion, won't be stopped next year either because Steph Curry and Klay Thompson are so healthy. And that offensive scheme is, right now, unstoppable. So, we will see what happens. I honestly think, with a boring opinion like this, that KD is probably going to hold out next year and not play. For what's going on right now, if he wants to get traded, the Nets are going to have to take a step back and humble themselves and say, okay, we'll take whatever the best is out there. So, they're wanting guys like Booker from the Suns. They're wanting guys like Adebayo from the Heat, Jaylen Brown from the Celtics, all vital parts of rebuilds in other teams. So I don't think it's going to happen with either of those teams. It'll probably be from a team we don't expect, like I said, the Raptors or Trailblazers, and just a pairing of superstars in a desperate time for different teams like the Blazers or the Raptors. So yeah, it's a whole bunch of drama. It gives me a headache even thinking about it, but we shall see. Let's jump into some NFL talk now. Jimmy Garoppolo shunned from the 49ers organization. Trey Lance, your time is now. Jimmy G on the trade block. I don't understand the slander against this guy. Jimmy Garoppolo, he might not be known as an all-pro quarterback. Okay, let's get that straight. But no matter what team he's been on, he's been placed around, he knows how to win. Injuries may have plagued his career, but he's had a very luxurious playoff record with San Francisco, being 4-1, and I think it goes unnoticed, okay? He's, kind of injury-plagued, but when playoff time comes, he's the starter, and as he should be. Garoppolo isn't the best by any means, but he's gone up against the likes of Aaron Rodgers and Dak Prescott and came out as the top dog twice. So San Francisco is driving away from a team-oriented guy to, well, a question mark in Trey Lance and the pressure of putting their high-value draft pick into the fire. Okay, wherever Garoppolo goes, he will force others to play team-oriented ball and become a leader in the locker room. Okay, so Garoppolo, he's a system quarterback. We all understand that. He's a guy you can't go wrong with, but he's a winner. There's a lot of system quarterbacks in this league who don't know how to win. To name a few, we have Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, guys like that, and they've had maybe one or two solid years, and other than that, they've kind of dwindled into below 500 teams. Jimmy Garoppolo, on the other hand, has won with the Patriots, and he's also been, a strong part of the 49ers rebuild and led him to an NFC championship shot. So I just don't understand the slander against him. The injuries, I get it. But, he's been a solid quarterback. The stats aren't crazy good, but he's a winner. Peyton Manning's stats last year with the Broncos, just kind of awful. But, the defense carried that team to, with a winning quarterback, a guy who knows how to win, to a Super Bowl ring. So if there's a team out there who has everything else built around besides quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, I think, is your guy to halt into that, elite level. If you have a system where it's based around defense, run game, Jimmy Garoppolo is that guy to trade for. So I don't know. I like Garoppolo a lot. I think wherever he goes, he'll be a winner, and I think he should be a starter in this league, damn well sure. And, I just feel like the pressure of drafting Trey Lance 3rd overall in the draft 2 years ago is, just dwindling in the 49ers front office mind. And I think it's, pushing them into, making decisions of what's wrong with the team, kind of flash into their mind of being the quarterback. And I don't think, it's all quarterback. I think they have a great offensive line. I think their defense is incredible. They're going to have a good run game. But quarterback-wise, I don't know if that's the issue. I really don't. They came up so close to a Super Bowl, and just the Rams were the better team. So I don't know. I really am not sure if moving to Trey Lance right now is the right decision, because they made the NFC title, and there's maybe one or two little checkpoints that they might be missing. But from the quarterback position, I don't know. Let's talk about, fantasy football is coming up. We all love it. We all love Scott Hansen and NFL Red Zone. Let's not get it twisted here. There's sleepers. And if you want to know some sleepers, I got 3 here to keep your eye on in your upcoming draft. Number 1 on the list, T. Higgins. He had an outstanding Super Bowl performance. If the Bengals had won the Super Bowl, T. Higgins may have been Super Bowl MVP. With all eyes on Jamar Chase, expect T. Higgins to receive the ball a lot more than last year. He had a stellar Super Bowl performance and looks to continue a hot streak into next year. T. Higgins is going to be a main target for the Bengals. Jamar Chase is going to be looked all over on the field, and T. Higgins is going to be left, maybe in single coverage. Jamar Chase is going to be, covered by man, and then probably deep zone too because of that go route he has. But T. Higgins, great route runner, great hands. He's going to have a big step up year this year. I'm calling it. He may dwindle into your 5th or 6th round. Number 2, A.J. Dillon. I fully expect Aaron Jones to be traded either middle of the season or before the 2023-2024 season. He's getting older. Aaron Jones has peaked, and the Packers need to move on to the next young guy, which is A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon also has more yards per carry than Aaron Jones, and, he's just the next young guy. Running backs come and go. A.J. Dillon's probably going to get more carries. Expect it this upcoming year. You could probably get him in a later round, probably in that same 5 to 6 region. And last guy on the list, Gabriel Davis had an insane AFC championship or AFC divisional round performance against the Chiefs, catching 4 touchdowns. Expect the Bills to, build off that and make Gabriel Davis a, maybe number 2 guy along with Diggs. He's going to get a lot of catches this year. I'm calling it. He'll be available in the later rounds. Next on the list, Deshaun Watson. We're going to call this the Watson Watch, and there's finally an update. 6-game suspension. And do I hate this? Yes, and I'll tell you why. With a situation as vital as a sexual assault allegation, the NFL cannot be fence leaners, okay? It's either all or nothing, okay? You can't say, gambling is a season-long ban and then say something as serious as sexual assault is, 6 games, or you can go the nothing route. Nothing criminal has come out on Deshaun Watson, so they can say, hey, he did nothing criminal, nothing, we're not going to suspend him anything. But if he's settling civilly and you want to suspend him for that, meaning obviously he's guilty in some aspect, you have to go, a year, maybe 2 years with maybe a 2-season ban. Okay, you can't be a fence leaner on a topic as sensitive as sexual assault. Gambling and weed seem to be a bigger deal than sexual assault at this point, and it's ridiculous. They can't be this is a half a season issue because he's settling court cases for sexual harassment. Yes, and let me mind my words here. It wasn't sexual assault. It was sexual harassment. So it's very, serious topic, so I need to watch how I word it, but it just seems like if they're going to be fence leaners on this topic, it's not something to lean on the fence about. That's my opinion. I hate it. I think it's stupid. I think, a sexual harassment allegation, you can't dwindle in the middle about it, Yeah, that's the Watson Watch. We finally got an update. 6 games. Terribly done by the NFL. It needs to be an all or nothing deal. Either he's criminal or he is, and he needs a 2-season ban. So that's my opinion on that. Finale of the show. Let's get into our 2023 NFL season predictions. I have the MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookies of the Year, NFC Champs, I can't fucking talk. AFC Champs, NFC Champs, and Super Bowl winner. So here we go. MVP, Justin Herbert. This guy is just getting better and better every year. I think he hit his sophomore season just right. And, I think he's young. He has the best medium ball accuracy in the league. I think the Chargers are going to be an amazing, fun team to watch this year. And I think Justin Herbert will put up an insane stat line. I don't think he's going to throw a lot of picks. I think he's going to throw a ton of touchdowns. He's going to be a leader in yards. They're going to be a big passing offense in this upcoming season. I see Justin Herbert winning the MVP here. I would say Rodgers, but Rodgers lost his best target, okay? And, Justin Herbert was kind of a mid-season deal when it came to the MVP talks last year. But I think he'll continue this, just getting better and better every year into next year. Next on the list, Defensive Player of the Year, TJ Watt. This guy's an absolute animal. The Steelers picked up a decent chunk of, defensive players to help them out around the edges and in the linebacking core, including Myles Jack. They re-signed Minkah Fitzpatrick. I think TJ Watt's going to get, just a plethora of sacks this year. And I think the Steelers defense will be very underrated and one to watch. And I think it'll be led by TJ Watt. And that's my pick for Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year, this is a hot one, okay? Devonta Smith. Now, I was poised to make Jalen Hurts my pick for MVP, but I wasn't going to, okay? Let's get this straight. The Eagles made the playoffs last year. They've only gotten better over the offseason. Their offensive line is insanely good. They added another target in A.J. Brown. This is going to open up the window a lot for Devonta Smith. Jalen Hurts is going to have an amazing season. I think Devonta Smith is going to have, kind of a Justin Jefferson-esque year, just after the rookie season and into the sophomore. He's just going to skyrocket. I think he's going to be one of those guys that, just goes off and we don't expect it. It's a wild card pick, I know, but, who's going to guess these all correctly? So, hey, I don't know. I like the Eagles this upcoming year. I think they can go like 11-6, 12-5 around that region. They have it all panned out right now. They had a great draft, great offseason. Their offensive line is stellar. Jalen Hurts is a franchise guy. They picked up another receiver. I could go on. The Eagles are going to have a great year, and I see one of those guys, maybe Devonta Smith, winning, going off as a receiver and winning Offensive Player of the Year. Call me crazy. I don't know. Offensive Rookie of the Year, let's go Drake London. Not because we share the same name. No, I couldn't do that. I just think, with the Falcons, with Ridley being suspended, this guy's going to be a number one target, and he's going to get thrown the ball a lot. He's going to put up great stats, probably, maybe double-digit touchdowns as well. And, I think they're going to have no other choice but to choose him as Offensive Rookie of the Year. Could also be Breece Hall from the Buffalo Bills as starting running back. They love, the running back position as rookies has been a top, Offensive Rookie of the Year pick. But I think Drake London, he's going to get the ball thrown to him a ton with, the minuscule amount of Falcons receivers. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Ahmad Sauce Gardner. I think this guy is going to be a stud. He didn't allow one red zone touchdown. Actually, 0 touchdowns at all, being a man-to-man guy at Cincinnati. And I think, that kind of talent doesn't go unnoticed in the NFL. And I think he'll have a great season with the Jets. I think his passer rating against him, his passer rating is going to be very low. And I think he'll be a top talent as a rookie in the NFL on the defensive side. My AFC champs, like I was saying earlier, I think the Chargers are going to have a stellar year. Teams like the Chiefs, Bills, I like them a lot, but I think the Chargers offense is going to be just, clearly unstoppable. And I think they took a lot of defensive steps. They signed Khalil Mack. They got J.C. Jackson at the corner spot. This Chargers team is going to be dangerous. They got the veteran help they needed. The offense is only going to get better behind Herbert, and I see them making a run here at the Super Bowl. NFC champs, same as this year. I think the Rams are going to run it back. I could see the Rams also winning the Super Bowl. But I'm going to go with the Rams here, taking the Super Bowl again. As long as Aaron Donald's around and they keep everyone re-signed to that team, I don't see anybody beating them right now. Especially, in that AFC. I think the NFC is a lot tougher right now on both sides of the ball. I think the AFC has a lot more offensive powerhouses, but defensively, the Rams are studs and they know how to control the pace. Also with a guy like Stafford. And Sean McVay is a genius. Okay, let's get that straight. So, yeah, that was my finale. Those are my 2023 NFL season predictions. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you don't like. I would love to hear it in the comments below. It's good to be back after a 10-day hiatus. I'll be back next week on Wednesday. I promise. That is a promise. And, thank you guys for watching once again. And I'll see you next week. Have a good rest of your night / day. I don't know. Have breakfast, lunch, or dinner and watch this. I don't know. Anywho, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.